Retouching tools in Photoshop. Healing brush tool.
Let's do it. To use the healing brush tool to remove wrinkles in a photograph. Open the required image. Select the healing brush tool from the toolbox. From the options bar, select the brush size as 40. Mode as screen from the Mode drop-down menu. Make sure that Sampled is enabled in the source area. Enabled aligned box if you want to sample pixels continuously without losing the current sampling point even if you release the mouse button. Let this option remain deselected if you want to continue using the sampled pixels from the initial sampling point each time you stop and resume. We have chosen to deselect it. Hold down the Alt key and click at the required point to select the sample point. Bring the pointer over the areas which you want to replace with the sample pixels and click the sample pixels with the mouse. Click respectively to paste the sample pixels over the flawed areas to replace the entire flawed area with sampled pixels to heal the image. In between, you can use Alt plus click to select a different sample's pixel source if required. Save the file by another name using the Save As option of the File menu and then close the file.
Spot healing brush tool.
Let's do it. To use the Spot Healing brush tool to fix pimple marks on a photograph. Open the image, select the Spot Healing brush tool. If it's not visible, right-click on the Healing brush tool and select from the Flyout menu. On the options bar, select Brush Size. Click on the pimple marks. The pimples will be replaced with the healthy skin around automatically.
Patch tool.
Let's do it. To use the patch tool to correct the flawed area in an image. In the toolbox, select the patch tool. If the patch tool is not visible, right-click on the healing brush tool and select it from the flyout menu. On the options bar, make sure that the source mode is enabled in the patch section. Drag exactly like with the lasso tool to select the flawed area which you want to replace or correct with a healthy area or pattern, called as the repair source area. Drag and drop the selection with the cursor inside the selection onto the repair source area. The originally selected area is patched with the repair source area pixels.
Clone stamp tool.
Let's do it. To use the clone stamp tool. Select the clone stamp tool. In the options bar, select the brush size as 20. Make sure that the opacity and flow are 100%. Position the pointer over the sample pixels which you want to pick and stamp over an area. Hold down the Alt key and when the mouse changes shape to like disk, click the mouse to select the sample pixels from that place. Be careful to pick only sample pixels which closely resemble the pixels you want to stamp. Bring the pointer where you want to stamp the sample pixels and start dragging the mouse over the area to stamp the sample. Repeat steps 3, 4 and 5 till you have stamped all the required area. Dead tree on a seashore. Tree removed by using the clone stamp tool.
Pattern stamp tool.
Let's do it. To use the pattern stamp tool, select the pattern stamp tool. In the options bar, select the brush shape and size. Set the opacity as 100%, the brush mode as screen and flow as 100%. From the pattern drop-down menu, select the pattern as shown. Bring the pointer where you want to stamp the pattern and start dragging the mouse over the area to stamp the pattern. The dragged over area will be filled with the selected pattern.
Defining a custom pattern.
To create a custom pattern, use the rectangular marquee tool on any open page to select an area to use as a pattern. Choose Edit, Define pattern option. The pattern name dialog box opens. A. Enter a name for the pattern in the name text box in the dialog box. B. Click on OK button. The pattern has been defined and is available in the patterns library. Click on the pattern stamp tool. Select the above defined pattern from the patterns list and drag to paint it in a file.
Using the Dodge tool.
Let's do it. To use the Dodge tool, select the Dodge tool. In the options bar, select the brush shape and size, set exposure as 50% and range to mid-tones. Now drag over the area of the image which you want to make light. The dragged over area will get lighter.
Using the Burn tool.
Let's do it. To use the Burn tool, select the Burn tool. In the options bar, select the brush shape and size. Set exposure as 50% and range in mid-tones. Now drag over the area of the image which you want to darken. The dragged over area will get